Welcome back to the channel. Frank here. Today I'm breaking down the 2026 Porsche Macan trim levels and standard features, but this is more than a spec list. I'm looking at exactly what each trim adds, what a couple of them quietly give up, and which Macan actually makes the most sense for your money. This is the gas Macan lineup for trims, starting at $65,400 for the base car and climbing up to $94,200 for the GTS. We start with the base Macan at $65,400. Under the hood is a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder making 261 horsepower and 295 pound-feet, paired to Porsche's 7-speed PDK dual clutch and all-wheel drive. That's 0 to 60 in 6 seconds at a 144 mile/hour top track speed. Even at the entry point, you get 19-inch wheels, LED headlights with Porsche dynamic light system, and comfort seats with 8-way power, front heating, and a flexible 4+1 rear bench seat that splits and folds 40-20-40. Inside, the cabin runs the PCM infotainment system with built-in navigation, a wireless charging pad, Apple CarPlay, voice control, and the Sound Package Plus, an 8-speaker 150-watt setup with its own amplifier. You also get 3-zone climate control, keyless entry and drive, ambient comfort lighting, driver's seat and mirror memory, a power tailgate, and the full driver assist suite, adaptive cruise, lane departure warning, and front and rear park assist with a reversing camera. Pay attention to that tech list because almost all of it carries straight across the lineup, so the higher trims are spending your money on drive and design, not screens. The one thing that defines the base car is the suspension, a conventional steel spring setup so it rides softer and less buttoned down than everything above it. This is a real Porsche for the least money, but it's the comfort-oriented starting point, not the driver's Macan. Step up to the Macan T at $71,100, and here's the twist. It uses the exact same 261 horsepower 4-cylinder as the base car. You're not paying for power, you're paying for the way it drives. Compare with the base Macan, the T adds Porsche Active Suspension Management adaptive dampers, and it makes the Sport Chrono package standard, which brings launch control, the drive mode dial, Sport Plus, and a stopwatch on top of the dash. That trims 0 to 60 to 5.8 seconds. Inside, the T earns its keep too. It swaps the comfort seats for sports seats with more bolstering, adds a heated GT Sport steering wheel in leather, and stamps a Porsche crest into the front headrest with Macan T sill guards to match. On the outside, it runs 20-inch dark titanium wheels, and the signature is the agate gray trim, the mirrors, front fascia, roof spoiler, and the side blades all done in that contrasting gray with a Macan T badge. This is the enthusiast 4-cylinder. If you want the sharpest handling Macan without jumping to the V6, this is the smart money trim. The Macan S at $78,900 is where the engine story changes. Out goes the 4-cylinder, in comes a 2.9-liter twin-turbo V6 making 375 horsepower and 383 pound-feet. 0 to 60 drops to 4.6 seconds and top track speed jumps to 161. It keeps the adaptive Porsche Active Stability Management suspension and adds highly polished 20-inch dark titanium wheels with colored Porsche crest cap. Inside, the standout detail is a central tachometer finished in silver, a proper Porsche touch front and center, along with brushed aluminum sill guards carrying the model name. But notice what the S walks back from the T. It returns to comfort seats instead of sports seats, drops the heated GT Sport wheel for a standard sport wheel, and Sport Chrono is no longer standard equipment. So the S is a straight trade. You give up some of the T's driver-focused kit in exchange for a serious jump in power. If the 6-cylinder is what you came for, this is the honest entry point to it. At the top sits the Macan GTS at $94,200, and this is the no-compromise build. It takes that 2.9-liter twin-turbo V6 and turns it up to 434 horsepower and 405 pound-feet, good for 4.3 seconds to 60 and a 169 mile/hour top speed. But the GTS isn't just more power. Compared with the S, it adds adaptive air suspension, lowered 10 millimeters, Porsche surface-coated brakes with red 6-piston front calipers, a sport exhaust with black tip, and 21-inch RS Spider wheels in satin black. The cabin gets the full GTS treatment. GTS Sport seats with the memory package, GTS badging on the headrest, a GTS logo on the tachometer, and black brushed aluminum trim in place of the high-gloss black used lower down. Outside, it's fully blacked out. The badges, side blades, window trim, black LED headlights, and clear LED tail lights with a light strip. This is the performance halo of the gas lineup, built for the buyer who wants the fastest, most aggressive Macan without stepping into a different model entirely. On options, the one to know is Sport Chrono. It's standard on the T, but it's a worthwhile add on the base Macan and the S because it brings launch control, the steering wheel mode dial, and Sport Plus. Added to the base car, and 0 to 60 actually drops to 5.8 seconds, matching the T. Beyond that, Porsche's real story is the configurator, and this is where a Macan's price can climb fast, so build carefully and only pay for what you'll actually use. Which one to buy? For most buyers, the Macan T is the sweet spot. It adds the adaptive suspension, Sport Chrono, and sport seats to make the Macan feel like a Porsche without the V6 price jump. But if power is the priority, don't overthink overthink it. Go straight to the S for the twin-turbo 6. The GTS is the one to buy only if you want the fastest, most aggressive version and the budget isn't the deciding factor. For competition, the Macan squares off against the BMW X3 M50, the Mercedes AMG GLC 43, and the Audi SQ5. All three are quick and comfortable, but none of them steer or handle quite like a Porsche. If driving feel is what you care about most, the Macan is still the benchmark in this class. So there you go, a fast, focused rundown of every 2026 Porsche Macan trim level. Whether you're eyeing the base Macan or going all in on the GTS, there's a Macan built for the way you drive. If you found this helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more car breakdowns like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.